Crime Time continues. Once again, Diane Sawyer.
So, what about those two 14-year-old kids, a little boy named Frog and the girl who seemed so lost? Tiffany, who started out cocky, telling me she'd left home simply because she fought with her dad.
I really don't care about my family right here. I don't care about my grandmother, I don't care about my dad, I don't care about no one of them.
Then later, she told us more. That familiar story.
They say that I lie, and they don't think that my dad really did sexually abuse me and all that stuff, so.
But he really did.
But he did.
Over the years, she and I exchanged occasional letters. Once she wrote me from a state school for girls. As we said, we had the least hope for her. A flighty 14-year-old adrift on a brutal highway of alcohol and prostitution. So what we were about to discover gave us faith in the power of love and luck.
My name is Tiffany, and best thing in my life right now is my husband and my kids coming on the way.
Tiffany Anderson, homemaker, expectant mother. She told us about her remarkable odyssey. When one night, just a few years ago, homeless and drunk again, in desperation, she went to the house of a man she barely knew, though she remembered him as kind, someone who wanted nothing from her. She passed out on his living room chair. Today, that house is her home.
I knew I'd be okay here. I knew I'd be safe here. Just for some weird reason, I knew I'd be all right.
For 2 years, mechanic Larry Anderson gave her shelter and respect. Then, she says, the trust turned to love.
It's probably the most beautiful things that I've ever said or done is get married and say my vows, and you know, that's kind of, it means a lot to me.
Oh, shoot, I even cried at my own wedding when I heard that wedding march start and saw her come walking into the room. Just absolutely beautiful. That wedding dress, prettier than any picture I could ever imagine.
I'll never divorce him. And if you ever split up, buddy, you'll never get a divorce, because a marriage is a one-time deal with me. Oh, I found some good ones, though.
They live only a few miles and a world away from her old life.
What do you charge them?
Well, actually, I charge $40 for the lay and $20 for if they were, you know. There is no way I would let myself do that again. Go back down there and, you know, just basically hit rock bottom like that. And just go down without a fight.
Sounds really good. Pretty exciting to hear that every week, isn't it?
Yep. It's just really exciting. You'll be here next week. I'll take it on. I'm going to give it the best shot I can.
Look at you. Look at the three of you. Hi.
6 months later, we dropped in to see Scotty and his parents.
And look at you.
Scotty.
Our street kids now with kids of their own, in each case promising to be there for their children, only some of them succeeding.
First time I picked up my daughter, it was just like, boom, everything just changed.
What about this man who says he's going to give his newborn child the life he didn't have? Does the face look familiar? Could it be that he was once a little buck-toothed kid called Frog?
Who's Frog?
Frog is an individual that, I don't know, it's pretty cool in my eyes.
A pretty cool kid who, according to him, had been beaten at home. He says his mother gave up on him after her remarriage. And at 14, he was already drinking 12 beers a day and clearly in the grip of something he didn't understand.
You a troublemaker?
Yeah, basically.
Why?
'Cause, I don't know, probably all these emotions built up inside me that I take it out on other people.
Back then, in the front of the car, you told me that you had emotional problems.
Yeah.
Still do?
Yeah, a lot of anger and resentment. I had anger problems. That's what ended me up in jail.
What did you do?
I was drinking one night and I wanted to beat somebody up, so I started beating somebody up. They paid me to stop hitting them. It was was really messed up on my part.
His real name is Dennis McElraith. We were there when he got out of jail, a long way from his dream 9 years ago.
If you could really just imagine the dream place to live, what would it look like? What would it be like? Your dream home?
Be a big old mansion with marble steps and pillars, marble pillars up front, and a big, huge old swimming pool in the back, and the big old rope swing going over it.
A swing?
Yeah, rope swing.
What kind of parents would be in it?
Ones that tape over their mouth and handcuffs behind their back so they can't hit me.
Hi. Hi.
In our interview, he made a pledge to his little girl who was born while he was in jail. Her name is Brandy Rose.
If you ever thought that she'd end up out on the street like you were?
She took off. I'd spend weeks down here looking for her. Yeah.
Is that what you wanted back then? You wanted them to come find you and bring you home and...
Yeah.
Keep trying?
I wanted somebody to make an effort, at least show something.
Yet for all his promises, 10 days after we saw him, the old life reclaimed him. The drinking, the depression, the disappearing. Dennis McElraith hitchhiked out of Portland, leaving his family behind. And so our journey ends for now. 5 kids, 5 stories, 5 lives still filled with heartbreak and hope.
Yeah, I want kids. I want them to be able to do anything that they dream of doing. Because I have dreams. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. And I still, if I could go to space today, I would. I would hope that my kids could have those dreams and have them be happening for them.
So if we check in with you 7 years, 8 years from now, what are we going to see?
7 or 8 year old little girl running around in the yard. Probably me coming home from work.
I want to start a nationwide program for street kids.
Hopefully I'll still be taking care of my home like I normally do. And my kid won't be such a butthead like I was. And
I want to go after my dream. And I might not get to be an astronaut, but I'm going to get close.
It's a big world, and you can always go somewhere and start over. All you got to want to do is want to.
I do want a life. I'm going to have one. I'm going to have one.
And as of tonight, we have some good news. Roxanne may be on her way. After we lost her back to the streets, she phoned us to say she had turned herself in, served her time, and wants everyone to know that as of this evening, she's found work and has stopped taking drugs. Dennis McElraith, Frog, returned to Portland several months ago and has begun to see his young daughter regularly. Frank Edwards made good on his promise to move far away from Oregon and get a job. He tried to start a new life, but when he was laid off, he wound up in jail again. He served the time and is now back with his family and once again looking for work. Shay Silver, she's been promoted. She's now supervising a group home for developmentally disabled adults. And Tiffany Anderson is still married and a happy mom of a bouncing baby boy.